While most people would do almost anything to avoid spending a night in jail, Jean Beliveau saw it as a place to rest. Think about that for a second. A jail cell. Cold walls, hard bed, locked doors. For most people, that's fear. For him, it was just another stop on the road. Because for the past 3 years, Beliveau had been doing something almost no one would even consider. He had been walking. Not for exercise, not for a challenge, but across the entire world. Country to country, border to border, step by step. His goal? To walk around the planet. Alone. No vehicles, no shortcuts, just his feet, his endurance, and time. And a journey like that doesn't come with comfort. It comes with uncertainty. Every single day. Where will you sleep tonight? What will you eat tomorrow? Who can you trust? Sometimes he slept in a tent. Sometimes strangers welcomed him into their homes. And sometimes local police offered him a jail cell, not as punishment, but as protection, a safe place to sleep, a locked door that kept danger out instead of trapping him in. But one morning, things didn't go as planned. Beliveau woke up, ready to continue his journey. Same routine. Pack his things, thank whoever helped him, start walking again. But the police chief, who had approved his stay, was gone. And the guards on duty? They didn't recognize him. They didn't believe his story. Now imagine trying to explain this. No, I'm not a criminal. I'm just walking around the world. To them, it sounded ridiculous. And for a moment, the man who had crossed countries on foot was stuck. Not because of distance, but because no one believed where he was going. Now, let's be honest, almost nobody watching this is going to walk 75,000 kilometers. Not even close. Most people don't have the time, the desire, or the reason. But here's where things get interesting. Because while Belivau's journey is extreme, the lesson behind it isn't. In fact, it's surprisingly simple, because research shows something powerful. You don't need to walk across the world to completely change your body and mind. You just need to walk a little more than you do right now. What happens after just one walk? Let's start small. One walk, one afternoon. That's it. That's enough to start changing how you feel. You step outside. You start moving. At first, nothing special. But then something shifts. Your breathing slows. Your thoughts settle. Your body begins releasing endorphins, natural chemicals that improve mood and reduce pain. At the same time, cortisol, your stress hormone, starts to drop. And without realizing it, you feel lighter. Not because your problems disappeared, but because your body changed how it responds to them. The hidden power of movement. Here's what most people don't realize. Walking isn't just easy exercise. It's full body coordination. Every step activates your legs, your core, your back, your balance system. It's a chain reaction. And when you repeat that movement daily, your body adapts. What happens after a few weeks? Within weeks, things begin to change beneath the surface. Your muscles demand more oxygen, so your body builds better delivery systems. Blood vessels expand. Circulation improves. Your heart becomes more efficient, pumping more blood with less effort. You don't feel it happening, but your body's upgrading itself. Quietly, consistently. What happens after a few months? Now, imagine you keep going. Not perfectly, just consistently. A few months in, your blood pressure drops. Your heart gets stronger. Your risk of heart attack and stroke decreases. And then something surprising happens. Your bones start getting stronger too. Because every step you take puts stress on your skeleton. And that stress, it tells your body to reinforce itself, to absorb more calcium, to build density. So instead of weakening with age, your body becomes more resilient. The long-term transformation. Over time, walking becomes more than just movement. It becomes protection. It helps regulate weight, improves insulin sensitivity, reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes, lowers the chances of certain cancers, supports brain health, and even reduces the risk of dementia. All from something so simple, most people underestimate it. The myth of the perfect number. You've probably heard it before, 10,000 steps a day. But here's the truth. That number isn't magic. It's not a requirement. Studies show that any increase in movement improves your health. Even small changes matter. Going from 2,000 to 4,000, that's progress. From 4,000 to 6,000, even better. It's not about perfection. It's about direction. Movement throughout your day. And here's the best part. Those steps don't need to happen all at once. They happen in moments. Walking to the store, taking the stairs, parking a little farther away, meeting a friend in person instead of online. Small choices, repeated daily. Walking changes more than just your body. Now, zoom out. Walking doesn't just change individuals, it changes communities. In walkable neighborhoods, people rely less on cars. That means cleaner air, less noise, less emissions. But there's something deeper, something psychological. A study in Hong Kong found that older adults living in walkable areas felt less lonely, more connected, more satisfied with life. Because walking creates interaction. You see people, you acknowledge them, you feel part of something bigger than yourself. So why don't more people walk? If it's so powerful, why isn't everyone doing it? Because many places simply aren't built for it. Cities prioritize cars, not people. Highways over sidewalks, speed over accessibility. Even when parks exist, getting to them can feel unsafe or inconvenient. So it's not always a motivation problem. Sometimes it's an environment problem. What happens when cities make changes? But when cities make even small changes, everything shifts. In Vancouver, a simple idea changed behavior. A 2-kilometer road was turned into a greenway, a space for walking and biking. The result? More movement, less driving, a 23% drop in car trips, a 21% reduction in personal emissions, all from giving people space to walk. Even small towns have done it. Places like Bethel, Vermont improved walkability with simple upgrades. Crosswalks, safer corners, better sidewalks. Small changes, massive impact. Back to the man who kept walking. And through all of this, Jean Beliveau kept going, step after step, year after year, through countries, through cultures, through moments of doubt, danger, and uncertainty, until one day he finished. Over 75,000 kilometers walked, around the world, on foot. But here's the truth. You don't need to walk across the world to change your life. You just need to take the next step. And then another. Because walking isn't just movement, it's momentum. It's one of the simplest ways to take control of your health, your mind, and your life. So start small. Walk a little more today than yesterday. Because over time, those small steps don't stay small. They turn into strength. They turn into change. They turn into a completely different version of you.